So n8n released a new amazing update to their already fantastic AI agents, but this update is a game changer, especially for people who are not familiar with code or have no background in coding. This makes the AI agent even more powerful and, most importantly, extremely easy to use. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to use this new update to make your life a lot easier when you're using AI agents inside your workflows. All right, let's jump right in. So let me go ahead and get rid of this first, and I'm going to start fresh. So the first thing is, let's go ahead and add a chat trigger. And then again, we can add other triggers as well. And then let's go ahead and add our AI agent. All right, let's go ahead and give it a chat model. I'm going to use OpenAI GPT-4o Mini. All right, so first update, actually, I noticed that while I was testing this is now, as you can see on the left-hand side, this little trigger, when you hover over it, this actually directly shows you how to, or it directly shows you to open the chat directly from the chat trigger itself or the trigger itself. And this update looks like it has gone through in other nodes as well. So if I add another trigger, so let's say I want to do a form. So on form event. So as you can see on the left hand side, when you come and hover over the little lightning sign, so now you can test the workflow or open the chat directly from here instead of coming down here. Again, this was just a little cool thing that I saw an update that has nothing to do with the AI agent, but I just thought it was really cool. Anyways, back to the AI agent. All right, so I gave it a OpenAI chat model. I'm not going to give any prompt to the agent itself. I'm just going to leave it as connected chat trigger node. And then, later on, we can also explore adding a defined below. But for now, I just want to showcase this new feature. All right. So the new update is actually on the tools itself. So let's go ahead. The best way to actually visualize this and see this is using the Gmail and Google Calendar node. But you can add it into other ones as well. And I'm going to walk through that as well. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and add a Gmail tool here. All right, for those of you who have seen my previous videos, I've always used the from AI functionality here. So if you, before I would change the expression, and if you had the little curly brackets, and if you just said from AI, oops, sorry, you have to do the $sign from AI. So this is essentially their latest update where you gave a key and also a description. So that way the AI would dynamically grab the value from the query. But now it's actually gotten even easier. So now all you have to do is just click on this little, let the model define this parameter. For those of you who have noticed, actually this little sign here, this is for all of the things that's related to AI. So for example, if you run into some kind of an issue on your workflow, you will notice that you see this little sign that says, hey, ask the AI companion. This is essentially their AI companion to help you resolve issues. But right now, this is what the sign looks like. So all you have to do is click on that. And now it just gets rid of that box and it just says defined automatically by the model. So now if you click on the button right here, this actually shows you exactly what is going on here. So it is still using the from AI and it's filling the key as 2. So it's automatically grabbing that, right? So that's essentially what's happening in the background, but you don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is just click on this little let the model define this parameter, and it will automatically kind of lock that little box. So that way you can't enter anything else in there. And same thing. So right now I have the 2, the subject, and then the message itself. So this will be all defined by the model, which again is going to use, in this case, our OpenAI chat model, right? So now let's go ahead and test this thing out. So I'm going to use chat here. All right. So this is going to open the chat here. Let me actually move this here so you see what's happening. So now, I forgot actually. So when you're on your Gmail, make sure obviously you have your Gmail account connected, and the tool description is going to say set automatically. The resource is going to be message, and the operation is going to be send, because I'm going to send myself an email. So that way you can see through the chat. Before, again, this is going to be the most automated that it could possibly get, because all you have to do is just define whatever you're trying to achieve on the query itself. So I'm going to say send an email. Okay. And let's go ahead and press enter. So now it's gonna grab that information from Gmail, this node right here, and it says, I've sent an email to Zubair informing him that you can make the meeting tomorrow. If you need anything else, feel free to ask. So now first of all, let's go ahead and take a look at the email to make sure it came through. And perfect. As you can see, it says unable to attend meeting. So automatically it chose a subject. It also created a message all automatically again. So it says, hi Zubair, I hope this message finds you well. I want to let you know that I can make the meeting tomorrow. Best regards, your name, right? So we're gonna change this right here, because on the bottom you obviously want to get rid of this email was sent automatically with n8n, but this just shows you that this actually works, right? So let's go ahead and see what's going on in here. So there you go. Now this model automatically defined the to, so it grabbed that email based on the chat, the subject it automatically generated, and then also the message it automatically generated as well. So we can always add options here. So if we want to get rid of those that little automatic message created by n8n, so if you just click on append n8n attribution and get rid of this will fix that. And you can also add a description to say, sign off the email with, let's say, there you go. You can just put your name, right? So now let's go ahead and try this again. So I'm gonna just send the same message. So now let's go ahead and check to make sure that the formatting came through. So I'm gonna go back, refresh the page. Can make the meeting tomorrow. Hello Zubair, I want to let you know that I can make the meeting tomorrow. Best regards, Zubair. Right, very nice and easy. And as you can see, that little automatic message that was generated by it and disappeared. So again, very simple, very easy to use. This is such a cool update, because now you can essentially you don't have to worry about writing from AI, because for people who actually don't know how to code, that was something that was a bit scary for them. So now this completely gets rid of that, and all you have to do is just make sure that you're checking and adding those descriptions. Oh, one more thing I actually forgot. So you can actually add a description on the bottom of each this defined automatically by model. So if you click on add description, and if you hover over the question mark, it says explain to the LLM how it should generate this value. A good specific description would allow LLMs to produce expected results much more often. So if you're doing something complicated, this is where you would actually define a really nice, or put together a really nice description. And again, this is coming from the from AI function itself, because before, when you would put the from AI, the key was the requirement, but you could also put a description as an additional parameter. So this is kind of the same type of functionality, but now you're defining the description on a separate box here. So again, super cool. This is very useful. I can see so many use cases here. Honestly, this is amazing. It just makes it very easy for people who are not familiar with coding. So this just removes all the hurdles there. You can same thing do add additional tools. For example, if we add a calendar tool, right, it's going to be the same process. You would just create an event here. So right now I'm just the resources event, operation is create. You're going to grab your calendar. I'm going to grab my calendar. The start time, see, now all you have to do is just click on this little thing and it will automatically figure it out by itself, right? You can add additional properties. So let's say if you want to add a description, or if you want to add attendees, same thing. You just click on that and you just now use this little define automatically by model, right? Same thing if you want to add description, or if you want to add any other summary or whatever it may be, right? Like let's say if you want to add summary, same thing. You would just click on this and it should generate everything automatically. So let's go ahead and test this out. So I said create a meeting tomorrow with Alex at 2 p.m. PST and send him a confirmation email at example@gmail.com. Obviously it's just a fake email. We're not going to see that, but I just want to show you the process that just based on this query, it should be able to use the proper tool, and it should also set that calendar. So I'm just going to go ahead and press send. So as you can see, this is going to process, reach out to the OpenAI chat model. So now it's going to access the Google Calendar, create the event, and it's also going to send a confirmation email as well. And then we'll double check to make sure that it actually worked. All right, there you go. So it says the meeting with Alex has been successfully created for tomorrow at 2 p.m. PST, and the confirmation has been sent to example@gmail.com. Here are the details. So it says meeting title, meeting with Alex, date and time, October 18. Whoops, I forgot to set the date. So right, the reason why I just set October 18 is because I forgot to set the date. So the way to do that easily is to go to your AI agent, go to system message, right? You can just leave that you're a helpful assistant as it is. You're going to click on expression. Let's maximize this. You're going to say the current date / time is, and you're going to use this little curly brackets, you're going to use the $sign, and all you have to do is just do now. So now you can see on the right hand side, it shows you exactly what the date is, because this is very important, because otherwise it's going to make this mistake of creating just this random time. So let's go ahead and try this again. So now I'm going to go ahead and create a meeting to do the same thing. So now hopefully this should provide or create the event at the correct time. All right, so the meeting with Alex has been successfully scheduled for tomorrow, February 19th at 2 p.m. PST. Perfect, because today is February 18th, so tomorrow is February 19th. Let's go ahead and take a look at my calendar. And perfect, there you go. Meeting with Alex at 2 p.m. Email example@gmail.com, right? Perfect. Now, same thing if you were to, for example, let's take a look at a more complex workflow. So let me get rid of this here. So I'm going to actually go to my school here, grab a more complex workflow. So let's say we grab let's grab Jarvis, for example, right? So I'm gonna template, download this, come over here, import file, Jarvis. Whoa, I made a mess. All right, so but I just want to showcase what this can do. So now, as you can see, all of these different tools that are here. So same thing with Airtable, with Gmail or whatever. Gmail I just showed earlier, but for example with the Airtable, right? So if we go to the create contact, for example, you can see this is a perfect example. I was using from AI the name and the email, so now I don't have to do any of that. All I have to do is click on this, and this will automatically define that by the model itself. So very, very simple. It makes it a lot easier. It just removes this manual writing of this from AI and defining the key, because this is what was confusing a lot of people. And in my school community, a lot of people ask this question. So like if you go to the Ask and Assist channel, there are a lot of questions that's about actually from AI. So this now essentially removes that headache and completely makes things a lot easier. And again, especially for people who are not familiar with code. All right, well, hopefully you found this helpful. Test it out. Let me know if you have any questions. For those of you who are in the school community, post your question in the Ask and Assist channel, or hop on to one of the technical calls with us, and then we can walk you through and help you out with anything that you run into. Thanks for watching again. Make sure you like and subscribe, because I've got a lot of great content upcoming. You don't want to miss that. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you in the next one.